Hello and welcome to the Every Other Saturday podcast for episode 31 of our podcast series here on the YouTube channel and on Spotify. Joined by Lewis once again, covering what has been a slow week in terms of Rangers after that Antwerp game, which seems like an absolute age ago. But we'll talk about that game. We'll reflect on the draw again. We'll talk about which is possibly the biggest month in the club's history for 9 years in this episode as well, the month of March, what we're now in. And we'll give a preview of the Livingston game tomorrow. But before we go through all that, if you could like, subscribe, and follow the socials that will be on the screen, that'd be much appreciated. And I'd also like to say cheers for 850 views on that recent video there.
I know.
That was mental. I didn't expect
No,
that at all.
no, neither did I, mate. Crazy. Just appreciate people that have took the time to watch that video, mate.
Aye, and then basically we go back into talking about European competition. Antwerp has been and gone. We've also got an instant match reaction to that on the channel, but I feel that we should touch on it again. I've watched the highlights many times. Those two legs we played, and just I feel personally, from my point of view, the European games, those two specifically, have got us right back into our mojo. It seems we're playing a lot better football in terms of league domestically as well. Since those games, I just want to know your opinion on: do you think Europe does benefit Rangers as a team? Not only as getting through Europe, getting any different rounds in that, but just as a team as a whole, because we needed a bit up the arse, pretty much.
Aye. I think what it is, mate, is it's competition. I'm not saying obviously the Scottish League isn't competitive, but what I'm saying is it's real competition. Do you know what I mean? It's a chance for Rangers to get the world talking about them. Do you know what I mean? Well, the Europe wasn't about them at least anyway. Do you know what I mean? So which is, I think that's what's the real driving factor there in terms of Europe. For me, you heard Gerrard say it about up Morelos. He knows on European nights he turns up because I feel like the level of the competition's a lot higher than what the Scottish League is for myself anyway. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like when the lights shine on Bright Jack, we tend to shine. We tend to shine.
Aye. Aye, I would say that is a good way of looking at it. I feel that although the league has always been the main focus this year, it's near enough wrapped up so we can focus on European competition. Why not? Why can't we go for it? We're unbeaten in the competition. Obviously the Antwerp games over the two legs were a bit suspect to the goals we conceded. But I've got a feeling that'll be ironed out over the next few weeks. We've got 8-9 days until the next tie, Slavia Prague over there. So plenty of time to prepare. It's coming thick and fast. Ryan Jack, Roof, Tavernier still to come back into that fold as well for the next few weeks. It's going to be massive in terms of league action and the European action. So I am looking forward to them coming back in. Hopefully Tavernier does get back for the European games. And the Antwerp game was a really positive note for everybody at the club. I feel like we've got a lot of eyes on Rangers at the moment with their results. And then obviously drawing Slavia Prague, who then put out Leicester. It's got a lot of people talking and watching about Steven Gerrard and Rangers.
It's got a lot of people, mate, and it's good to have eyes on us. I don't want, obviously, you've been seeing people try to push it out there that Gerrard's sort of going in. Do you know what I mean? The whole Liverpool. No, he's no, son. He's no until he's carried this club into Champions League football. No, for me, mate, it's just exciting times again. Do you know what I mean? As I say, mate, we've been there where we weren't even qualifying for Europe. Do you know what I mean? Pedro's in the bushes going for people, and now we're getting in the last 16. So it's just positive times at the club at the moment. I don't know, mate. I'm just excited. I'm buzzing for this game. I heard that apparently they were really excited. They've drawn Rangers in Europa League, which is good, mate. Because if they're going to go there, I think they're going to do the will over us. Bring it. That's what I'll say. Just bring it.
Do you know
bunch of where are they from, Jack?
They're from Czech Republic, but I actually
Czech
seen
Republic Gibraltar.
I actually seen.
That's what they're going to be, mate.
I seen what do you call it? They were doing a mad chant thing in their dressing room and everything. I don't think it was after the Leicester game. They were like doing a mad screaming chant thing. and I'm just like, what the fuck? What the fuck's that all about? Hopefully Morelos can silence that, because they seem to, as you say, cheering getting Rangers. Personally, I don't think anybody would want to get Rangers in the Europa League at the moment. Personally, like, but we're unbeaten. We topped our group and we just scored 9 goals against Antwerp. I mean, I'd say we are probably one of the most informed teams in it. And just going back to that draw, in Slavia Prague are also a very informed side. I've had a few comments on that YouTube video for the other day saying that they beat Bayer Leverkusen this season in Europe. They also got beat off them. Midtjylland that we played last season's qualifiers, we beat them 3-0 or something away from home, and then beat them at Ibrox. Midtjylland beat them 4-1 in the Champions League. So I couldn't really judge off their European results, like, if we're going to really stroll it, if it's going to be a tough game, or if it's going to be in the middle. I feel it will be edging more to the tough side of the game, because they are unpredictable. I touched on a lot of their players as well. They came back also for 3-2, no, to win 3-2, sorry, at the weekend. But I feel like these two teams, Rangers and Slavia, are really well matched in terms of the squads they have, just the overall form going into it.
Aye, well, listen, as I was saying, Czech Republic jabronis, mate, they're going to get smacked. Let's hope they get smacked. Alfredo does the business. As you're saying, mate, I don't know why you'd cheer drawing us in Europe. I mean, apart from drawing, who was it, Shakhtar, Olympiacos, they were the teams I didn't want to get, to be honest with you. I was the same with you. I didn't want to get those kinds of teams, just the journey, and they're difficult teams to play. But these Donnies, I feel like we can have a right good go at them, do you know what I mean? And hopefully progress into the next round. That's my feeling over here, mate. I don't know about yourself, but that's what I'm feeling.
Aye, just again touching on that draw. I agree with Shakhtar, Olympiacos were the ones I wanted to avoid at all costs. I do feel that we could beat the teams over 2 legs as well, but it's just like tricky games. I wouldn't really want to have them at the moment. I really wanted a draw that we could.
You want to put your money on it, mate.
Aye, I really wanted a draw that we could compete with the side, hopefully get the better of them over 2 legs. And I feel like this is a really good draw for us to get into a quarter final of European competition. I mean, that is absolutely massive for Rangers. And I feel like we've got a really, really good shot at it. As I said at the start of the episode, we've been so far ahead in the league, we nearly wrapped up. And then all you really have to focus on is Europe. I mean, the club couldn't be in a better place at the moment.
Cup's back in.
Aye.
Scottish Cup's back and all now, innit?
Mm-hmm.
Trebles on, mate.
I've seen that actually.
Let's do
it. Aye, the treble is back on as well. So I'm looking forward to the Scottish Cup being back as well. Hopefully that can, like the team can prove us domestically that the whole Breakfast Cup thing was just an absolute, like, that wasn't supposed to happen. That was a one-off kind of thing. So I hope when the Scottish Cup rolls back around that it is positive for us. But I feel that this is a massive, massive chance to really go. And I say, why not make it to the final? I honestly.
No, I've got to agree with you, mate. I think when you're looking at the tournament, it is all about who you draw off. But for me, you're wanting to avoid certain teams to get them maybe just to the finals. You know what I mean? See if you get a Man United in the final or something like that. What a game that'd be. Hype myself up here, mate. No, but as you're saying, teams like Shakhtar and Olympiacos, do feel like we could give them a right good game over 2 legs. Do you know what I mean? Listen, to get through, mate, we beat Galatasaray. Do you know what I mean? Here's this massive Turkish side. Do you know what I mean? We did the business with them. Scotty Arfield with a lovely goal. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not really fearing any team in Europe. Do you know what I mean? As I said, mate, bring it on, you Czech Republic jabronis. It's time to do this business. All right?
Aye.
Real Dons settle the business on the pitch. That's what Morelos and Kent are. All right? Real Dons on the park. No, I'm joking.
Aye, no, you're quite right, honestly. I hope that we can really stake a claim here, wipe the floor with them, and move on to the next round. Morelos and Kent will be key in doing so. And I just rounding off the Europa League Europe section for another week. It's been great. Antwerp was positive, good draw. We look forward to that coming back around in about 9 days' time as well. So we then move on And sort of tying into the Europa League and the league is the biggest month for the club in a long time, is March. We've got 7 points to get and we're league champions. Starts tomorrow at Livingston. We need to get 3 points. We move on to St Mirren, and then we've got that massive Old Firm derby in the 21st of March, I think it is. So 7 points for their seasons as champions. And this is what we've been waiting for 9 years to happen, and it could happen this month.
Massive, mate. Listen, the weekend has been depressing. I'm having to watch Man United and Chelsea play some of the worst football. They're going about big money league. Ridiculous, kicking the ball about like a friendly, do you know what I mean? Real football's back tomorrow night, thank God. Livingston didn't get the job done in the cup. Man didn't turn up in the suit. I was disappointed. I wanted to see him in the suit. I wanted to see the Livy boss in the suit. He didn't come out in the suit. He thought,
that was never going to
I'll go
happen.
because, you know what I mean, the wee tramp. No, I know, mate, but I wanted to see him in a suit. Anyway, listen, I'm just happy. Massive month, mate. St Mirren, I told you, these are the 3 most difficult games. Do you know what I mean? As I said, team that get a point off us, team that beat us in the cup, and then obviously Real Firm. Do you know what I mean? Massive. If we do the business, mate, I'll be on here crying, to be honest with you. Do you know what I mean? Tearworks. I'll be greeting. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a lost. No, I'm joking. I'm so happy Rangers play tomorrow, mate. Honestly, that weekend was awful, mate. That was diabolical. I couldn't believe I was watching Man United and Chelsea just taddle the ball about. Do you know what I mean? As I say, real football's back tomorrow on it's an AstroTurf Park, isn't it?
Nah, they have got an AstroTurf Park, sadly.
Aye, well, that's how you know it's real football, son. All right, we're playing on an AstroTurf Park, and we're going for it for 90 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Let's do it. Let's do the business, boys.
Aye, and I agree with you. I didn't watch the Man United game, but I was saying to myself, this is either going to be 1-0 or 0-0. It's always the same with these overhyped English games. I don't know how they can call it Super Sunday anymore, personally. It's always ends in the same results.
No, listen, the only thing that's super about it is Roy Keane wanting to have a square goal with somebody. That's the only thing that's super about it. Roy Keane wanting, do you know what I mean, Jamie Redknapp's neck, do you know what I mean? As I say, mate, bowling games of football, I honestly think Rangers would do a couple of them, do you know what I mean? Because they all just play for 0-0s. That's what they do, do you know what I mean?
No, the only game I actually look out for the big sort of top 6 teams in the Premier League is always Liverpool, Man City. That's always a good game, regardless. That's the only one, though. The rest of them are absolute shite. Like the Man United derby, Man United, Man City games are always poor. Chelsea and Man United poor. Even the London derbies are poor as well. It's just, I don't like the way English football is at the moment with all that kind of thing. It's just boring, isn't it?
Well, it's boring, mate, but listen, Bielsa and the boys are there exciting it up, do you know what I mean? But anyway, Jack, we're talking about real football, mate, and that is Rangers and Livingston tomorrow, mate. It's going to be fireworks, hopefully, mate. See if we get the job done. 2 games to go. Business, do you know what I mean? Especially the game at the weekend. I can't wait for that game. That St Mirren manager, I can't stand him. I'd love to hit him with a snowball or something. Do you know what I mean? I mean the cake. Do you know the cake? Just pull a snowball cake off his face. No, I'm only joking, mate. I'm just so happy Rangers are back tomorrow, man. I can't do a weekend like that again, man.
Aye, and honestly, I'm sad to tell you the international break will be coming back around again soon, so we'll need to deal with no Rangers for a couple of weeks. But I think it is on the horizon.
Why is there
sadly.
an international break?
I honestly don't know what it's for, but I'm sure it's on the horizon. So you've got that to look forward to. But this was a tough weekend, honestly. Aye. This was a tough weekend though. To get through, no Rangers. As I said, feels like ages ago since that Antwerp game. But Livingston away it is. But before we got on to talking about this, the biggest month for the club also just last week. Neil Lennon was sacked or resigned or whatever. Obviously, it doesn't really matter much to us because we would be doing our own thing. They've just been falling apart. What is your thoughts to that, if you had any, just briefly?
I feel like the man should be getting a 5-year deal. Do you know what I mean? Ridiculous for Celtic. Man should be getting a 5-year. Listen, it is what it is, mate. I don't know, as I say to you all the time, I don't really focus on them until, do you know what I mean? We play them. That's about it. if Steve Clark gets the job, fantastic. That's the kind of person. Go for him, because for me, it's going to be just all so sweet watching Steve Clark at Celtic, mate. Guy's a
Aye.
scumbag, and it's a perfect club for him. We'll say bye-bye Steve Clark when he gets sacked. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, I agree with you. Just sort of last week when it happened, it was kind of out of the blue. But aye, I agree with you. Should have got a massive contract extension. He should have got all the budget in the world to be able to buy his own players. You've seen how well it worked out this season. Like Shane Duffy, El Yunusi, Ayeti, Laxalt, all these players, Barkas, can't forget Barkas, he brought in, and they really challenged
What a
for 10
keeper.
in a row. They really challenged for 10 in a row this year. So,
What a keeper.
you can't. I was really surprised when Neil Lennon was eventually relieved these duties, but I do feel that he should have got at least the next about 100 years as Celtic manager to try and turn it around.
We should at least get to the end of the season anyway, you know what I mean?
Aye, but the less said about them, the better. They're
Living
having their
contract.
own. They're having their own car crash at the moment over there. Even Gerrard touched on that at that press conference last week, but I thought it was hilarious.
Aye.
But just rounding up this segment as well, Gerrard, he was said in the media, this is how I really came to the idea, this being the topic for the video being like the biggest month, is because he was asked about that question and he said, well, every single month you ask me the same question. You look at it and we had to have a strong start in August. We had to beat Celtic in September. We then had to have a good Christmas period because there's games all the time. We had to bounce back in January. We had pretty much every top 6 team to play in January. And then February was all about building on results and results. Europe being back and everything as well. So, that's how it really came to my idea of doing that. Because Gerrard says every month is just as big as the next one or the previous one. So I do agree with that, but I feel that as fans of the club for so long, and this definitely is one we've been looking forward to, hopefully getting it over the line. Aye.
No, I agree with you, mate. I agree with you. Do you know what I mean? What you're saying there, 100%. Every month at this club is massive, but this is even bigger. 3 games, and as I said to you, Jack, the Amazon guy's on his way. Amazon Prime, all right, it's coming.
Aye, he'll
Amazon
be
Prime guy's coming.
dropping it off in no time, I tell you.
Exactly. This is one of the dodgy ones that just decides to keep your
to keep your
keep your stuff in his van for a couple of days.
Aye. But hopefully the Amazon Prime delivery guy will come soon. We need to sort of hold our horses. We'll talk about Livy next, because we feel that wrong record saying, "Oh, it's only 3 games. It's only 3 games," but we just can't wait. And the first one of them starts tomorrow, back in league action at the Toni macaroni. It's been a horrendous venue for us previous years, even this season as well, when we have been so consistent. We have slipped up there the last time we went, so they'll have that to look as motivation to go and get 3 points. Get 3 points to get closer to the title as well. And I feel like this, even though Livy are coming off their cup defeat, they'll really be deflated, I feel. I feel that...
I feel like... No, on you go, mate. Sorry. I was
No, I thought you wanted to say something.
No, I was talking, mate. I was just talking.
I feel like the cup defeat will have them down. I don't know if they'll be really wanting to put that right, because they really need to stake a claim to get into the top 6. I think St Mirren are only a point behind them now. So they'll be looking for a win. They've not won a game since the 2nd of February as well. So over a month it'll be when we play them tomorrow. They've not won a game after that massive spell they had to just winning every time. So they have had a dip in form. They've lost the cup final. They'll be deflated. I feel like this probably is the best time to play Livingston if we did, because this was the one I was always looking to, but I'm absolutely shite myself for this one.
Agreed, mate, because I feel like they're going to be up for it now. They've lost the cup. I think they thought that they had the cup in their hands, to be honest with you. Everyone was backing them to go and do the job with the cup. They didn't do the job. I feel like they're going to be, as you said, the bad run that they're on. Could be a motivated side, do you know what I mean, looking to prove a point. But let's just, I seen something, was it Hadjira there or something? he says that they just take it one game at a time. They focus on it one game at a time, which is good to hear. So let's just hope that the boys are focused. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, the park's going to be difficult to play on, but at the same time, I feel like we can get the job done, Jack. I'm praying that we get the job done. Do you know what I mean? I'm praying.
Aye, I feel it definitely. We're better equipped than we were at the start of the season when we had that poor 0-0 draw as at the time. Even Livingston have improved since then as well, so it will be an interesting game. A bit of injury news is that none of the players, Jack, Tav, or Roof, are back yet, and also Bargain's been injured as well. So most likely it'll be Nathan Patterson in for the get-go after his heroic return last week at Antwerp as well. We grabbed his cell goal. We've been on the pitch for 15 seconds as well. So I hope he doesn't really face any retrospective action at the SFA, which means leaves us with no right back at all. But I do expect Nathan Patterson to start tomorrow, and I would really like to hear your thoughts. On Nathan Patterson as a whole after this whole thing's been done, and he's got his goal last week as well.
Well, I think that goal speaks for itself, to be honest with you, mate. I think he's sort of just, for me, he's redeemed himself with that goal. Do you know what I mean? I don't even want to talk about the thing. Do you know what I mean? I just try to talk about him, his performances. Do you know what I mean? I do believe that he will start tomorrow. I'm the same boat with you. Do you know what I mean? As I say, what a goal, by the way. But no, I just feel like he's a young lad with a point to prove, mate. As he said, like he's got the chance now. Beforehand, it sort of looked like he wasn't going to get the chance, obviously, because what's happened. But it seems like Gerrard just has so much belief in him and faith in him, do you know what I mean, that he can turn out to be a top player. I don't think we should hold that against him. Obviously, what he's done at this time, do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, he's a young lad, he's made a mistake and he'll learn for it, do you know what I mean? It'll only help him go forth, you know what I mean, when he matures and becomes a better man and a player, do you know what I mean? It'll help him not to make the kind of mistakes again, I hope. But for me, he's got to start tomorrow. I just hope he turns up, do you know what I mean? I hope he gets a real good full 90 minutes with him, Jack. I can't believe Balogun's injured, mate. I can't believe you just told us that.
Balogun, that's why he actually went off at half time. That's why he went off at half time, sorry. And the game on Thursday picked up a calf injury or something like that. So might not have Balogun for a few weeks as well. As you say, it is Patterson's position.
He was doing.
That's probably part of it as well. I didn't think of that actually. It was probably that as well. But as you say, this is Patterson's position to make his own for the time being, as long as Tavernier's out anyway. Gerrard clearly has faith in him. You seen what happened to Jones and Edmondson where he just chucked him at the door. Whereas the players that are involved in this one, he seems to have belief and faith that they could be good players for him in the future. The only reason I feel that Bungani Zungu's stuck around is because we are really low in the midfield areas with injuries at the moment. But Patterson, definitely good player, I must say. I've seen him a few times this season now, and he's looked good every single time. Really good against Antwerp. But I mean, that's a 19-year-old guy coming onto the field after all that's happened in his personal life, scoring and then putting in a great performance after that as well to get us the result. So I'm confident with him starting the right back. Honestly, I was maybe a bit sceptical before the whole thing happened to whether he would come back in, but I feel like he's a good player. He's a good talent. He's a Rangers fan. I feel like he's only going to learn for it, as you say. He's going to grow for this and become a better football player.
Aye. Listen, I think his performance at Antwerp was top notch. He's in for a young lad, do you know what I mean? He came on and do the business. That shows you the quality, shows the level of player that he can turn out hopefully to be, mate.
So this is a wee bit added on. We get a bit of technical difficulties with the internet and that dropping there, so this will be added on to the end of the video. I can't remember what you're talking about. We're talking about Patterson, we're talking about Livingston, we're talking about... I was just about to get onto my team prediction for it, but we'll do the team prediction then, why not? For the Mora, I'm going to go with McGregor, Patterson, Hollander, Goldson, Barisic, Davis, Kamara, Aribo, Hadji, Morelos, and Kent. Hopefully Scott Wright coming off the benches as well. Cedric Keaton might see as well. But I feel like that's the team that will start the game. What about yourself?
I've got to agree with that, mate. obviously the internet's been a bit of a pain in the arse, but nothing new here in the podcast. Uh, but no, mate, I agree with that team lineup. Obviously, we were touching on Patterson there. We're just saying he's a great young lad with a lot of potential, and hopefully he can turn up and want to give a good, decent performance. I want to see Scott Wright. Do you know what I mean? I want to see him play more. Honestly, mate, I think he'll play more when the split comes. I feel like. I just hope we get the job done, mate. That's it. At the end of the day, get the 3 points, get yourself up the road. You know what I mean? Up the road, with 3 points in the board.
Aye, and that's it. 3 points up the road, and then we move on to St Mirren on Saturday after that. So hopefully tomorrow is a positive result. It will be a tough game. Livingston will come out all guns blazing, try and cause problems for us on that pitch, but I do feel that we can get it done. Another 3 points to where we want to be at the end of the day. So is there any final thoughts before I wrap this up?
Just in our next push, innit? Do you know what I mean? No, listen, no, I just feel like it's been a real slow weekend. Do you know what I mean? I feel like Gilberg, and now we're going to turn into Goldberg tomorrow and start spearing people all over the park. Do you know what I mean? No, I'm only joking, man. Just let's get the job done, man. Let's get the job done. Let's finally get to watch a Rangers game, which is going to feel fantastic. None of that pussyfooting football. Do you know what I mean? Real football tomorrow. Looking forward to it.
Nah, I'm looking forward to myself. Very slow week, so we've had to really put whatever together for this episode to talk about, but it's turned out all right apart from the internet connection. So, cheers for coming on again. And if you like this podcast, comment below with your thoughts. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow the socials will be on the screen. And we'll be back tomorrow with instant match reaction to that Livingston game, which is hopefully a good one. So we'll see you then.